Hi Ruben. Obviously a couple of days have passed since Wednesday. What are your reflections looking back on obviously a disappointing night for football?
It was really tough. It still is really tough. I think was harsh for us to lose that game. Again, I think we were the better team. We had more chances. We suffered a goal near the half time. We try everything in the second half, but it's really hard because, like I said, also before the match, that if you don't win the final, it's even harder to deal with that.
I don't think it's any surprise, people who know the club, that the aftermath has been debate around the future of players, two in particular. You said a couple of weeks ago that you want Bruno Fernandes to stay. There's more reports around Al Hilal and they want a decision from him. What is your understanding of that? And also, both Alejandro Garnacho and more pertinently his brother put statements on social media in the immediate aftermath of the game which they seem to suggest it was a mistake for him not to play. Are you going to speak to him? Do you have to speak to him? What is the situation?
I always speak with my players, but the focus now is the last game. I don't know what is going to happen. We have a plan. We were prepared for both situations, with Champions League, without Champions League. We have an idea what type of squad we want, but now we have to focus on the game because we still have the last game and we'll have time to address all that situations.
Ruben, morale surely at the moment is rock bottom. You seemed very flat inevitably after the game. How on earth do you pick yourself up, the players up, the fans up? Because it just seems to be that this season has been one long struggle.
Yes, it's really hard. I will not try to convince you the otherwise. It was a tough season, but we had that hope that we could win something, and that could help us to finish the season in the different way. The way we need to get up is to focus on the next game, to finish in a good way, and then we'll have time. And then when you start thinking about the future, thinking about the squad, a new season is going to start, and we will start with new ambitions and try to do better.
But there's no instant fix, is there? I mean, you look at where Villa are at the moment. Villa are where you probably want to be, aren't they?
Yeah, of course, yes. They have that stability. They are used to fight for the first places. So we want to do that also. But there's a lot of things that is really good on this kind of club. But then when you are in this situation, you feel that it's going to take time. But we can improve. And
when you say time, I mean, how many windows are you looking at?
No, it's not windows, and sometimes we don't know. Things can change fast, but to reach that kind of level that we need to be as a Manchester United is going to take time. But things I cannot say how many windows, how many years we need to reach that point. But we can improve. That is clear.
First,
with that in mind, Ruben. The fact that you probably need to make a lot of changes to the squad. Are you looking at that challenge as something that you think you will enjoy, or are you worried about how difficult it's going to be to juggle everything?
I think this 6 months was really hard. A lot of changes, not just for me, for all the club. We did so many changes inside our club that sometimes it takes a lot of like 5 years or 3 years to change all the personnel and to change a lot of things. We changed coach in the middle of the season. The way they play, we changed. So was a really tough season. Now is that part that we need to enjoy and to focus on the future and to be positive, because we know what to do. I know how I want to play. That is clear. With all the mistakes that you guys can point to me, I know how I want to play, and that now is the excitement moment that we can change something.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw said after the game that players need to reflect on whether they are good enough to get Manchester United back. How many players in your squad do you believe are good enough to get Manchester United back?
Again, we have this game against Aston Villa, and we need to focus on that. This is not over. So we want to finish in a good way in front of our supporters. So that is important. The rest, we are going to assess the squad. We know what to do. I will say it again, and we'll deal with that when the season is finished. Is not finished yet.
Ruben, you famously said before you joined here that you would have preferred ultimately to join at the end of the season around this time. I'm just wondering, the past 6 months you were talking about the challenges there. Have you been able to understand the club better, understand the problems of the club, or is there a part of you that actually still kind of wishes the club had maybe said, yeah, sure, come at the end of the season?
In this moment, I'm really glad that I arrived 6 months before we start a new season. But I think we are going to avoid a lot of mistakes, and would be in the next season. So I think we now is the time that we can use all that suffering to change things in the summer. And when I say in the summer, it's not just the players. There's a lot of things that we need to change in our club. So we are doing that. We did that for 6 months. We changed in every aspect of our club. So I'm really glad in this moment. We suffer a lot, but I'm really glad that I arrived 6 months because it's going to help me a lot in the next season.
Stephen.
Hi Ruben, did the Europa League finals change your mind on any players when you think about that performance with a view to the summer transfer window?
No. What changed is that one less competition, that game in the middle of the week, you can manage the squad in a different way. So that rotation of the players, the depth of the squad, that changed. That changed completely. If you have 4 competitions or 3 competitions, so that changed a little bit the plan, but not the way I look to my players just by looking at the final.